Imam Hussein TV 3 wants to improve their content to ensure that we meet our goal, which is to encourage, inform and educate the Shia around the world about the teachings from the holy household, the Ahlul Bayt. For us to do this, we need your help. Complete our survey and tell us which programs you like, what you like to see more of and what we could do better. The survey takes less than a minute, but you could be within a chance to win a ring made from the marble from the holy shrine of Imam Hussein alayhi salam. Imam Hussein TV 3, your gateway to Karbala.
Thank you, and welcome, dear viewers of Imam Hussein TV. A man by the name of Fadhil bin Qais ran into some financial problems, debts and consequent stress. Now he came to Imam Ja'far as-Sadiq alayhi salam and shared his deplorable circumstances with him. He says to the Imam, I'm in great debt and cannot figure out how to raise money to cover the daily expenses of my family. I can't help myself in any way, and he's even asked almost everyone out there for a loan. But now when people see him, and he says to the Imam, when people see me coming, they close their doors, and the situation became quite dire for him. His condition was quite difficult. So when he goes to the Imam, he says, please pray that I find some means of earning a living, he says to the Imam. I came to you. Now, this is what he specifically says to the Imam. He says, I came to you so that you can pray to the Almighty Allah. Just pray. Yeah? I don't want anything else. I want you to pray to the Almighty Allah to end my misfortunes and difficulties. The Imam looks at him. He looks at the maidservant and asks her to bring the pouch containing the money. And so the maidservant complied with the wishes and brought the pouch. The Imam gave it to Mufaddal and said, take this. It contains 400 dinars. How much? 400 dinars. Now this money will help support you for the coming days. Mufaddal turned to the Imam in a very embarrassed state, but grateful, and said, Sayyidi wa Mawlai, O Imam, I did not mean to ask you for money. I only came to ask you to pray for me. The Imam said, I will pray for you, don't worry. However, I'd like to add a word of advice. Never, ladies and gentlemen, this is the words of Imam Ja'far as-Sadiq. Never advertise your difficulties and problems. This will inform people that you are a failure and an unsuccessful person. They will treat you with such contempt that it will destroy your what? Your self-esteem and ruin your personality. A man to talk to us about self-esteem, a man to talk to us about personality, a man to really motivate us. Anyway, if you've ever flown out of Heathrow Airport in London, UK, this man has most likely had an impact on your journey. You heard me correctly. Who I'm going to have on my chair today has had an impact on your journey if you've passed through Heathrow Airport. For me, that's mind-blowing. Because what happens behind the scenes in an airport is so fascinating to me. So I'm going to have a very, very interesting conversation with this man. So anyway, over the past 3 years, he's designed and implemented various solutions across engineering systems at the airport, from redesigned parts of the Terminal 2 baggage system, for example, to being part of the team responsible for the maintenance of Heathrow's most important asset, the runway lights. The runway lights, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, anyway, so his current role is the system specialist for all engineering systems that interact with the aircraft at the airport. However, when he isn't at the airport, he has a love for inspiring and motivating people to unlock their potential. Over the years, he's given hundreds of international talks and speeches at schools and universities globally. As well as this, he has built an online community across various social media platforms of over, 58,000 people. I'm sitting in front of a celebrity here, guys. 58,000 people online across social media. Anyway, in his spare time, this guy enjoys being an adventure junkie. He loves hiking, skiing, triathlons, and cruising around on a one-wheeled electric unicycle. I forgot what they're called, but I'll ask him anyway. In any case, ladies and gentlemen, I welcome you, Muhammad Tahir, aka Motivate, to my couch. How are you doing? Nice to meet you. Okay. Good to see you. Please take a seat. Take a seat. Take a seat. Take a seat. Round of applause. 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 Okay. Motivate. Is it Motivate, aka Muhammad Tahir right now, or is it Muhammad Tahir, aka Motivate?
Well, most people would know me as Motivate. I was in an Arabic school the other day, and a kid goes up and he's like, Are you Motivate? I was like, well, Muhammad Tahir, but yeah, maybe Motivate works.
Yeah, from now on it's like, oh yeah, is Motivate coming, or is Motivate going to do this, or is Motivate going to do that? Well, like, we've kind of lost the whole Muhammad Tahir. Anyway, Mo, can I call you Mo for today?
Muhammad,
Mo,
yeah, Mo.
Muhammad Tahir, Motivate. How are you? Hope all is well.
Alhamdulillah, I'm very good, man. How are you?
Keeping safe and healthy, inshallah.
Trying, man, trying every day.
Alhamdulillah, fantastic.
Alhamdulillah.
So look, yeah, look, the whole idea for today, and look, really, thank you for your time. And as I mentioned in the introduction, ladies and gentlemen, there's two things that are fascinating me, and I can't wait to grit my teeth into this conversation around the fascinating world of an airport. Because for me personally, you know, when you do the check-in, your bag goes, you don't see until the other country, you know exactly what happens, right? You know exactly what happens to that bag, the journey that bag takes. And yeah, we'll talk about the runway thing. But first and foremost, tell me, Motivate, Muhammad Tahir, who are you? You know, what's the background? Tell me.
Okay, so Motivate, or Muhammad Tahir, born and raised in London. I'm now 24 years old. And to be honest with you, I had a pretty normal life. Grew up and had a pretty normal life. I went to Khouti, so for my secondary school. I did. Probably
You're a Khouti guy.
I am a Khouti kid.
Nice.
Secondary school was Khouti.
So who were your teammates? Who were your classmates?
Okay, so you know Ali Balaghi,
Yeah.
Saif, he's now a police officer. Mohammed Moussawi, Abbas Rizvi, you probably don't know anyone. These are okay, I'll tell you the year above me.
Okay.
Yusuf Halli, Ali Khalkhali.
Okay,
That was the year
Ali
above
Khalkhali
me.
can't have been above.
No, sorry,
Hussein
Hussein
Khalkhali.
Khalkhali.
Okay,
Hussein
so
Khalkhali.
you're young,
I
mashallah.
was the year after them, yeah.
Wow.
You went blank when I was telling you my name.
Yeah.
I would have known. I should have known.
Cool. All right, cool. Yeah, so you grew up in Khouti.
Grew up in Khouti.
Fairly normal.
Fairly
childhood,
normal, yeah.
alhamdulillah.
I went to St. Dom's. Again, pretty
Ooh.
typical as well.
Typical.
Well,
There's a reputation about St. Dom's, but okay, that's good.
what have you heard? What have you heard?
Very good, mashallah.
Yeah.
It's like top tier stuff.
It's all right. It's
Yeah.
all right. But I've done some crazy subjects: maths, further maths, physics, and chemistry. Don't ask why I did that to myself, but
Why did you do it?
I'm just,
I'm definitely.
you know
gonna
what's
ask.
funny? It's like they was like, choose the 4 subjects and you'll enjoy it, and I was like, chemistry, further maths. It's like.
So just in case you don't just enjoy maths, you wanted further maths as well.
maths.
So you were destined to be Doctor and Einstein of the next world.
I never
right?
wanted to be a doctor,
Okay.
but I never really, I mean, yeah, I
Any
always,
pressure internally?
no, my
No?
dad always told me to do whatever you want. And I can prove that to you. My older sister's a pharmacist, but she chose to be a pharmacist. My other sister's a beauty therapist. The other one started to be an architect, now she's doing economy. My mother's a fashion designer. My dad does accounting. My niece is a baker. It's like the whole
Okay.
family's, I'm an aerospace engineer.
Nice.
There's no
nice,
pressure.
nice.
Do
So you
what
fit the
love.
bill. Like you still had some pressure to become something, but you fit the bill of like different.
Alhamdulillah, I've been lucky along my journey. People have like guided me at the right time, been there at the right space, the right time.
Good.
I owe a lot of it to my brother-in-law. My brother-in-law really sort of, when I was in my GCSEs, I was once in the sala, like in the living room, just revising physics. He's like, what are you doing? I'm like, revising for my GCSEs. He's like, let's go upstairs. He's done a little test for me. He realized I'm destined for C's. After that, he made me go back to his house every day, do exam papers.
Okay.
And if it wasn't for him, there's no way I could have made it to St. Dom's. No way I could have.
Wow.
He took me to Cambridge to a company called Marshall Aerospace.
Yeah.
He organized the tour with the CEO.
Yeah.
This company, Marshall Aerospace, has the capabilities to design, build, and fly an aircraft from one facility.
No way.
From one facility. So engineering offices, then you have the actual shop floor where they design stuff,
Yeah.
and then they have the runway and the control tower where a plane can take off.
Yeah.
And in that facility, you know the Concorde nose? You know
Yeah.
the Concorde nose? It was designed there.
Wow.
The fact that the Concorde nose can dip. So I walked out of that day going, aerospace engineering.
Really? Oh, so that
Aerospace
was your first
engineering.
experience with aerospace and all that?
other than the usual in the
Aviation.
airport, looking out the windows, looking at planes trying to fly, that was my first experience
Are you
in
always
the
fascinated
industry.
by planes? Be honest.
Always.
لا لا جدي.
It goes further than that. It's just flying in general. How can a human being just defy gravity? Like make a couple choices, understand air to the point where they're like, you know what, gravity, I'm flying.
No way.
That fascinates me. Like it's unbelievable that a human being can just look at a bird and be like, you know what, I'm doing that. I don't care what's gonna get in my way, I'm gonna fly like a bird.
And is that like the potential of a human mind? Like he can look at something and say, I can do that.
Yeah.
Is that part of your like inspirational talk as well?
And the thing is, to do that, you need engineers in society. That's why I like to go back to schools and be like, for those kids who want to solve the biggest problems in the world, be an engineer, because it will give you the tools to solve those problems.
Okay, so clearly when you have a passion for something, you enjoy it, right? And
Absolutely.
you enjoy it, so therefore you have that passion for it. So what's been your biggest contribution to this job? I mean, I think, reading my notes, you reinvented the way the baggage belt works.
Part of the toppler mechanism within the baggage belt.
1 second.
Yeah.
Toppler.
Toppler.
What does that mean?
So a toppler is something that topples. You know, everyone knows what toppling is, right?
Wait. I thought you meant toppler as in Toplar, but you were saying toppler.
Toppler. Like
Toppler, something that topples.
something that topples, yes.
Okay, sorry.
Yeah.
Like that seemed quite basic, but like, yeah, all right, safe. The toppler, yeah.
A toppler. So the toppler's job was basically to take a bag. I'm going to use your phone here, yeah, if you don't mind. So the bag comes through the X-ray machine it comes through the conveyor belt like this.
Yes.
And the thing is that this height is way too big to get through an X-ray machine. So we need this bag to topple.
To top hole.
We need this to topple. So it goes over like a little speed bump.
Yeah.
But this speed bump is only about 60% effective. So what's ending up happening is that bags would make it to the X-ray machine and they just stop dead. And then it would raise an alarm. Someone would have to come down, walk across, push it over, reset the system, and then it continues.
Right.
Now, if you do that enough times, one of those bags probably is not going to make it onto the flight because you're causing so many delays. Like imagine arriving to your destination, your bag didn't make it because, it wasn't in the right orientation as it went through the system.
It didn't topple.
It didn't topple. So I saw that and I was like, okay, well, I looked at it. I spent a whole day just staring at this thing work. And I saw the bags that did topple and the bags that didn't topple. Like, why is it that some bags fall over and other bags don't? And I was like, I get it. I understand. I've used the physics that I learned in my degree.
No way.
And I was like, yeah, well,
La jiddiyat.
No, seriously. I actually used an equation, like one of the equations that I got taught for angular velocity.
So you're the first person that I've ever met that used the equations in your early GCSE and A-level whatever life, and you've actually used it in life.
I actually used algebra.
Ladies and gentlemen, I can actually, inshallah, die happy. That is absolutely amazing. You've used the equation. Okay.
I still remember being in the office and I was like, okay, I know what this problem is and I know exactly what I need to do. I need to reduce a certain parameter, which is the time of when a bag goes from this angle to this angle. Because if I can reduce that time, then I can increase the force that's applied to the bag. Right. What you want is a strong force to be applied to the bag. A jolt.
Yeah.
So how do you increase the jolt? You decrease the time. So I was in the office. I still remember this day so clearly. I still have the exact paper where I was doing the calculations. I was doing algebra. I was like, like you know those memes where there's like equations. Literally in the middle of the office, I was in my flow state. I was just doing maths in the middle of the office, and it was like a eureka moment. I'm like,
so is this what we're talking about on your screen now?
Yes, this is it. This is the one. So this is the toppler. So that is the new one that I designed. Toppler. That is what I designed.
Is that what you designed?
That's what I designed. Yeah.
Okay.
So that sits underneath a baggage belt, and there's an old one that we removed. The old one that we removed has a flat top.
Aha.
This one that I have has a rounded top, and only that subtle difference with the maths is you create 3.5 times more angular momentum from that tiny little difference. That tiny little difference makes it 3.5 times more effective, and I use maths to prove that.
So what was the process of you being, what did you have to do? Go to your seniors and say, listen guys, I've got a problem. Why would they listen to you?
I'm of the belief that if you're able to articulate yourself in a certain way, no matter who you are, people will listen to you.
Okay.
If you're able to bring yourself across and present yourself as an individual who adds value, when you have a solution, you have something that will add value, and if you can word it in a way where the people in front of them see the value, they will benefit from it, then it doesn't matter who you are, they'll bite and they'll take it on board.
Okay. And how were you, excuse my, I guess, ignorance and no disrespect, but how low were you in the food chain for you to make that claim? The reason why I say this is because a lot of people that start in corporate worlds, they feel like even though they're quite low on the food chain as maybe executives or interns, for example, they still have the capability to make a change within that company if they're passionate and they enjoy their job and they know and they can see a clear problem and they have that solution. So, that was amazing, by the way. I just saw one where it went up, and then so that literally
that moment, that is what.
So yeah, in terms of the process, I mean, how many years were you at the company before you made that kind of?
This was 1 year in. I was 1 year in. I was on the graduate program. I had made a couple
1 year
moves.
in.
Yeah. I was about a year in. I was on the graduate program, so that's pretty much bottom of the food chain. You're just there gaining experience. And within the baggage department, I had been there for less than 4 months within the baggage department. So within 4 months of being in the baggage department, I had spotted this issue. I had done the maths, redesigned the brand new solution, took it to the internal CAD team, and the internal CAD team designed it with me. Helped me design it. I took it to the internal workshop. The internal workshop created it, manufactured it, and then this is what we see happened, where we actually installed it into the system.
So people the company had to invest in this.
Yeah. But the thing is that I was smart because I actually done this in house. Usually they would go outside and get a quote and do this, but because I'm on the graduate program and I've been around the different teams, I understand what skills and capabilities lay within the teams. So I know that this guy's really good at CAD, and I know that we have a workshop down the road that can manufacture stuff for me. So I don't go to a company and be like, I have this problem, can you help me a solution? Give me a quote. No, I use my connections inside, completely like natural connections and my natural friendships I had built to be able to pull this project through.
That's amazing. That's amazing. All right, so tell me a bit more, I guess, about what that led to. I think there's something to do with like a Fantasy Wings program.
Fantasy Wings program. So yeah, we can get to the Fantasy Wings program in a bit, but this specific project actually led to me then working on the runway.
Oh, so that's what. Okay.
I was telling one of the senior managers about this project, a guy called Grant Cooper, who I really respect, a really nice guy. Yeah. And I was telling him about this project, and he was like, "Wow, Mo, like you actually used maths to solve this problem. Like that's pretty impressive. I have a problem for you. There's this thing on the runway that we need to try and fix. It's not necessarily a problem, but there's an opportunity. There's an opportunity to make our runways more effective and make them the most effective ones in Europe."
What's so defective about them?
It's not, so here's the thing. When it's foggy in any airport, depending on how, there's something called the runway visual range, which is the visual range of your airport. So depending on how bright your lights are, each airport gets given like a metric to say, when it's foggy, you have to slow down your operation to X amount. So you have to separate each plane by a certain amount when it's foggy.
Right.
However, if your lights are of a certain caliber, you don't need to increase the separation. You can operate business as usual because your lights are so good.
Okay.
So my manager, and thing is, Heathrow was running at 98% capacity.
Really?
So every last bit we could squeeze out of it. We were already one of the best in the UK. He wanted us to become one of the best in Europe. He's like, I want you to take us. I want you to do that for us.
Who's your competitor? Which airport?
It's very different. There isn't like a 2-runway airport the way we have. Like I can mention like Amsterdam Airport, but they have 6 runways. We have 2 runways.
Oh, Allah Sa'adkum.
So Allah Sa'ad, no. We're trying to get a 3rd, but it's just not happening.
Heathrow is supposed to be one of the central hubs of the world. We've only got two.
It's got 2 runways, but we use it at 98% capacity, and that's something that it presents very unique problems because we're running it at such a high capacity.
We'll just build another one and just.
We've been trying. Solve the problem. There you go.
I solved it, guys. Just build another runway.
There you go.
No, you can't do that.
Well, we're in the works. Hopefully, within the next couple of years, I don't know, maybe in the future, there is a possibility that you may see a 3rd runway, and if it does happen, then it's going to be over the M25. So when you're driving around the M25. There's a possibility that you see a plane just.
Oh, one of them ones.
Yeah, and then you go under the tunnel. Yeah,
really close to.
Yeah. So I know people who are on that project. They're making decisions about how many lanes should we turn the M25 into, how much distance should we leave between like the edge of the taxiway, which is where the planes move, and where people can see. How can we make sure that while people are driving down the M25, they don't get distracted? Exactly. They're thinking of these problems and you're like, how can we make sure that doesn't happen and lead to like tens of thousands of people going into road traffic collisions? So it's like, it's so interesting because you went to
Are you
get
part of
into
these
the inside.
conversations?
So who knows, in the future I may be, but at the time I wasn't. I was part of the expansion team.
Okay.
But I know people directly who were, and they were being asked these questions. And because of my current position, which is the airside system specialist,
Yeah.
once this conversation comes back online, I'll probably be involved in it. So we'll see how that goes. Yeah.
Fantastic. So any secrets you can tell me about like airports? I mean,
What do you want to know?
I don't know, because it's such a like. I guess the only thing that's interesting about it is what happens to your luggage.
The baggage
Right?
system is fascinating.
Is it really?
Unbelievable.
Tell me
Oh man.
about the
So
baggage system.
from the moment the baggage system comes down, depending on what terminal you're in, if you're in Terminal 2 or Terminal 5, it actually goes directly underground. So when you're in the check-in area, underneath you directly, there's a whole system, but you just don't see it. So it goes down a hoist, it gets put on something called the collector belt. It moves down the collector belt, and then it gets checked, x-rayed. Every single bag that goes through our system gets checked.
So regardless if we put razors in there, madri shampoo,
Everything gets
knives,
Everything
it gets checked.
Everything gets checked. And there's levels of security, which I can't get into, but everything gets checked. Everything gets made sure that it's safe.
Okay.
Safety is the number one priority. No matter where you go in the airport, safety is the number one priority.
Yeah.
Once it gets checked, so there's these 360-degree cameras.
Yeah.
Well, you know those little tiny stickers that you put on your bag?
Yeah.
So there's like the tag,
Yeah.
and then there's all the little other ones.
Yeah.
The reason why you have to have that there is because as the bag's moving through, there's like a little gap in the system where you have a camera there, and there's like a wall of cameras. And as this bag goes through, it checks it and it goes, all right, I know exactly where this bag is and where it needs to go. And what it creates like an imaginary space on the conveyor belt for it to track it. So it says, I know this bag is moving at 1 mile an hour in this direction. And then it makes decisions upon that. Do I need to take it up? Do I need to take it down? Do I need to put it on this side? Do I need to put it on this side? Is this bag leaving now or is it leaving in 4 hours? Well, if the bag is leaving in 4 hours, it's going to go get put in something called the early bag store, which is this massive rack just full of bags. It just sits there. And it'll sit there for 2-3 hours waiting for you to go around the thing, sipping your coffee.
Duty free, all that stuff.
Duty free, spraying up all the perfume without buying anything.
Guilty. Okay.
So it will sit there for a couple of hours, and then the moment it says time for you to go, the robots will bring the bag out and then put them back into the system. And then once it's back onto the system, is how we have something called a sorter, and it does exactly what it says on the tin. It's like a massive loop of just literally like wooden pieces that just sit next to each other. And what the bag what will happen is, I'll use your phone again if you don't mind. So the bag will get put on top of one of these wooden pieces, and it will go around. And then when it's time for it to go, and let's say directly underneath us, is where the baggage handlers are putting all flights to Baghdad, all bags for Baghdad into a specific can. And what it'll do is it will just go, and it will just slide down a chute downstairs. Somebody's waiting for it. They'll pick it up, put it in the container. That container gets put into the airplane.
Go into the airplane. Okay.
So
Now,
that's the whole process.
Just before we go to a break, is it true that baggage handlers can get a bit rough with bags? And sometimes OTT, because I've actually seen it, and I've taken a recording. I was sitting on the plane and I was recording these guys who were just logging these bags onto this big pushy wheelie thing.
Yeah.
But it was OTT.
I mean,
you can't speak about these guys. You guys are your friends, aren't they?
Here's the thing: they do the best they can
with the time that they have.
I mean, you can imagine if you can check in your bag up to 45 minutes before the flight. So we've got 45 minutes for it to get through the whole system onto that thing and then onto the plane. So there is time pressures naturally as part of the job, and sometimes they just need to do something quickly so they can get the bag. What would you rather have? A bag on the flight or not on the flight?
I'd rather have a flight and a couple of shakhbat on the side.
So our motto is every passenger with every bag, every time.
Fantastic.
All
right. On that note, every passenger with every bag.
On time. Every time.
On time.
Every time.
We're going to go to a very, very short break. When we come back, we're going to talk motivate.
السلام عليك يا أبا عبد الله. السلام عليك يا ابن رسول الله. السلام عليك يا ابن أمير المؤمنين وابن سيد الوصيين. السلام عليك يا ابن فاطمة.
May your heart be at ease, O servant of mine. I am your Mawla al-Hussein. I am the stranger of Karbala, and you are a stranger in these moments. Whoever visits my resting place, I visit theirs, and if they were put in hellfire, my intercession would spare. Did you not visit me after every salah? Did you not cry for me and wail for me? Did you not call out, Labbayka ya Hussein? Did you not call out, Labbayka ya Hussein? You have a right upon me, O my servant, and here is where you will take it, so do not be scared. O Allah, I beseech you in the name of my mother Fatima and her broken ribs.
Let the light of Ziyarat Ashura bring tranquility to the graves of your deceased. By contributing to the Husseini message, a recitation of Ziyarat Ashura will be in the name of your loved ones who have passed on. Let their names be mentioned by the grave of Aba Abdullah al-Hussein alayhi salam one final time.
Welcome back, dear viewers of Imam Hussein TV. You are watching the late night show. I have with me, sat next to me on the white chair, the IKEA chair, Mo, if that's correct.
That's correct.
Yeah, the IKEA chair. Muhammad is in a bit of a pickle at the moment. He's a bit in a situation right now. So he's blindfolded, and if I play this track now, he won't be able to hear anything. Why? Because, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to play a quick game with Mo, and he is the. We're going to get into this later on, but he's a bit of a thrill seeker. He's a bit of a what's that junkie thing that you say?
Adventure junkie.
Adventure junkie.
Adrenaline junkie.
What? Adrenaline junkie. So he's going to like what we have in store for him. So basically, the way this works is Mo is going to have to put his hand into a jar. And you're going to have to guess what this thing is.
Okay.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Is that clear? All right.
Good.
So, first item, ladies and gentlemen, are you ready? First item. The ladies and gentlemen can see what it is, but Mo can't see what it is. So, for the first item, Mo, I'm going to just grab your hand, your left hand. I would, if I was you, take off your watch.
Oh my God. Is it time to take off my ring as well?
No, ring is fine. Just take off your watch, just in case.
Can I use my right hand?
Okay, yeah, you can use your right hand. You can turn to me. Okay, that's perfect. All right, so bring your hand. COVID, yep. Okay, now put your hand in. put your hand in it. Yeah?
Oh.
What is it?
Mahalabi, I don't know.
No, you said it in the beginning.
Jelly.
Jelly it is. Jelly. Okay. Okay, so the first one he got right. Leave that there. The second one. The second one is, if the camera can look at me only, yeah, I can do that. Okay, Mo, hand down.
Oh, custard.
Don't shake your hand. Yeah.
I have not. That's custard.
And it can be a custard, but it's not.
I I have no idea what this
You have
is.
no idea what it is. Okay,
Hold
be
on.
careful. 1 second. Give me some tissue. Thank you, guys. Give me a second.
I'm so tempted.
The-
Ali, you have no idea.
No. Okay, wait. Put your hand up a bit. Put your hand up a bit. Okay, put your hand down. All right, grab that. That's yours. You can
Is
smell
it
it if you.
edible?
Yeah, you can smell it if you like. You can even lick your lips. Lick your fingers if you want.
I'm doing that. Melted chocolate.
Yes, it is. It's melted chocolate, ladies and gentlemen. All right, next one. The next one, you cannot categorically put this in your mouth at all.
Okay.
Okay, but you can put your fingers in it.
All right.
All right, it's called the late night show for a reason. Put your. There we go. Okay, no, I'll have this. Okay. All right. Reach out and down. Down. Yep.
Oh, it's really cool stuff, man. It's exactly like the hot chocolate, but is this like slime?
No.
I don't know why I did that.
Yeah.
Um,
Is that quite satisfying when you do that? It feels like it's
is.
satisfying.
It's quite nice.
Okay, cool.
Um,
I'm gonna give
what
you
is
some
it?
tissue.
I can't eat it.
This one categorically no.
Any other clues?
It's white.
Ooh. PVA glue.
Yes,
Yeah.
PVA glue it is. Okay, be careful. Be careful. That you do not put in your mouth. Okay, are you ready for the fourth one? The
Okay.
fourth and final one.
Hold on. Let me remove this glue.
For the glue, by the way, just in case, come, I'll give you some hand gel.
Yes, thank you.
Yeah.
1 sec.
And some more tissue as well, just in case you need it. All
This
right.
is gonna be peeling off tonight.
Yeah.
Primary school memories.
Come here.
Take this.
Make sure we don't sniff it. Okay, cool. And give me your hand. Turn around. Okay, and there's a bit of hand gel if you want to. Yeah, and you got some tissue as well, just in case.
Thank you very much, mate.
I'm at your service. Okay.
This is so
Cool.
strange.
All right, cool. That was the third one. The final one. Yeah, I need to play something now. So you can still hear me, yeah?
I can. Not anymore.
Okay. All right. Hand reach out. Up. Okay. And down. Down.
Hey, it's a little bird. Is that a parrot?
You didn't get freaked out. That's amazing.
I love it.
What is it?
What is it?
Can you take it out? Hold the
Can I
whole
take
thing.
my band off?
No, just take the whole thing
Huh?
out. Take the whole.
I can't hear you.
Take the whole thing out.
The whole thing?
No.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh.
Grab it.
It's a little chick.
It's a little chick.
Oh.
Yeah. And now you can take your chisel off. You can take your blindfold off if you want. You like this stuff, don't you?
Oh, what a cutie.
Oh, okay.
That's all right.
Oh, you can deal with these stuff, can't you? Okay, good. So that was the fourth one.
You put him in a bowl.
Yeah, they put him in a bowl. Okay.
Oh, خطية.
There we go.
There we go.
Oh, it did a little thingamajiggy. Okay, cool. Let's get cleaned up, and we'll be back literally in a couple of minutes. Thank you.
ليش قاعد هنا بابا؟ يلا حبيبتي يلا قوم شربتي عافيه بالعافيه.
ألف عافية حبيبي عاش. شنو الطفل وياك؟ لا ايش عندك قاعد؟ قوم قوم عفو حبيبي قوم ايش عندك قاعد هنا؟ امشي روح فوق العب عمو روح لا توقف هنا.
ما يبكي حرام يطبري هوى دنيانا ظلام والخدمة ضوى ما يبكي حرام ما عند حسين آخر تلوى ما عند حسين
حبيبي تعال لا تخاف ما اريد اذيك.
آخر تلوى تاليها يصير والماكو سوى من حق أهيم محبوب رحيم ما يرضى يجي يمشي له وبال.
Welcome back, dear viewers of Imam Hussein TV. Well, that was entertaining, to say the least. The poor guy didn't have a clue what he was putting his hands in. But how was that?
I wasn't expecting a live bird.
It was a live bird. It went from
Jelly,
liquid,
yeah.
jelly, and then to suddenly something absolutely alive.
The chocolate and the PVA glue felt exactly the same except for the temperature.
No
Exactly
way.
the same. The thing is, you run the risk of me like grabbing onto the chick in the end there.
Yeah, it's all good, all good. Fine. And so we're talking about before the fiasco of the guest, the whatever it was in the bowl. We're talking about career and stuff.
Yeah.
So I guess a lot of motivate now. Where did that come from, and how did that come to life?
Motivate actually came in the first week of me working at Heathrow Airport. So when I was part of the graduate program. We joined as a cohort of about 20 of us. And I always would give like answers of like what I truly believe when they ask us about stuff like leadership, when they ask us about what makes a good team, when they ask us about stuff like that. I'd always give like a deep, meaningful answer. That's what I truly believe in. And then there was one of the tasks where my manager was asking the question of what makes a good leader. And rather than him doing the task, he said, "Mo, get up, take the pen, you lead this bit." And I was like one day into this job.
Way.
And he was already giving me the opportunity to stand up and like lead that discussion. And I had introduced myself as Mo T to everyone. Mo T.
Okay.
And then one of the girls puts her hand up and says, "A good leader needs to be motivated." And I was like, "Bruh, that's genius."
That was the eureka moment.
That was the moment. And I wrote it as Mo-T-Vated.
Or vated.
Motivate, yeah,
Okay.
motivate.
And so how did that then come into like career choices, motivating people, international speeches, university schools? How did that come about?
So, like I said, I've always think about stuff really deeply and philosophically. And one thing is, I went through a period when I was at university where I started to read books about personal development. I started to really try and understand myself, my thoughts, how my thoughts affect my life, and really try and understand the potential within myself. And what that made me realize is that within 6 months, I had completely transformed who I was as an individual. And it was all through reading books, like reflecting, writing in my journal, and I changed who I was. And I realized that if I, just a normal guy, could do that, then what's stopping for every single person in the world from completely changing their life just by investing in themselves as an asset and investing in their mind and investing in their journey. So what I would do is I'd chill with my friends, I'd be out there just talking to them and talking to them, and I'd talk about all these things about potential and unlocking our potential, and I'd be in my flow state just talking about these things. And my friends would just sit there listening to me, and I heard time and time again, "Mo, you should be a motivational speaker. Like, that was really good. Like, what you just said really resonated with me." Like, I remember one of my friends once said that you've just said everything I've ever wanted to say but never been able to say. And like when I had these occurrences time and time again, I thought, if I live my life just being an engineer, I'll never realize this potential. I will never see it through, see what could be sat behind this.
Yeah.
So I decided that, you know what, I actually want to inspire people. I love it. I love doing it. I love inspiring people. So I ended up going into schools and really start to talk to kids, and I really enjoyed it. Like, there was a moment once where I was giving a speech and I saw a girl in the crowd's eyes light up in front of me. Like, she got goosebumps and her eyes lit up right in front of me. And that moment done something like within me that I was like, wow, like, how could just words do something like that to someone? And I realized that I don't want to just live my life as an engineer. I feel like I have potential to change the world with my words, and I want to see that happen. So at some point in my life, I want to be a motivational speaker.
And that led to TEDx.
Yeah, so part of that journey when I was 19, I told myself before the age of 25, I want to have a TEDx speech done. And I'm still 24 and I've ticked that off the list. So alhamdulillah.
How did that go?
Amazing,
What did you talk
amazing. I spoke about vulnerability, actually. That was a large part of my journey. When I was in Khoi, when I was in school, I didn't ever allow myself to be vulnerable. For example, all the kids in the school, they talk about football, and they talk about celebrity culture, and they talk about all these things, and I never really cared about them, man. I was the guy who chose maths and further maths for A-levels, you know. Like, I didn't really care much about football. I didn't really care about, like, all these celebrity things, but I felt pressured into talking about these things, and I remember I used to, like, actually research 11 players from Manchester United just in case I ever got questions, so I could be able to name 11 players, and I was never willing to be vulnerable and say I don't care about football. It wasn't until I was able to embrace that vulnerability of being like, you know what, this is who I am, and whether you like it or not, I don't care. This is truly who I am at my core. Once I was able to embrace that, I really started to see myself flourish. And I wanted to share that message because I feel like a lot of people hide behind a facade, a cocoon of who other people expect them to be, rather than just be themselves.
Okay.
But only once they become themselves will they truly flourish in this world.
You don't have to answer this, but I've been in the community. I've been in the community space for the last 20 years. I've never seen you around. So why now? Why has Maltaha suddenly appeared? Where were you the last 6-7 years?
I was in the shadows.
By the way, I genuinely thought you were a guy from Manchester.
I remember in one of the lives once in the thing, you were like,
say that?
he's in like Birmingham or Manchester, right? And
I
he was like,
genuinely thought that you were a guy from Manchester who I probably fleetingly saw once or twice.
No.
You look like someone that from there. So
yeah.
London, born and bred, Khoi.
Yeah.
So you're in the mix of things.
Yeah.
Why not?
I guess it's once I stood out of my shell. Once I was able to embrace who I was at my core and I was comfortable being that, I then decided that, you know what, now this is the Mo I want to show the world. Because the Mo before that, the Mo when I was 18, 17, wasn't true. I wasn't being true to who I was. I was still pretending to be something so that the people around me could accept me. But what I realized is that actually the moment I came out of my shell and I started to show the world who I truly was, and I'm talking about motivational speaking. You don't hear many people say, I want to be a motivational speaker. And when people do, kind of get sniggles in the background, like, who does he think he is?
Yeah.
But actually, no, this is something that I want to do. I like to inspire people. This is what I like to do. I like planes, for example. I love physics and I love planes. And I'm going to stand by it. I wasn't confident enough to say that before.
Really?
But once I was able
not?
to embrace it, because you look around and people aren't interested in maths and physics and stuff. Or maybe I was just in the wrong circles. And the circles that I was in cared more about what team do you support than what dreams do you have. Once I started to hang around the people that ask you what dreams do you have and what changes do you want to make in the world, I started to realize that, hold on, actually I'm not the only person who thinks these things. I actually want to make an impact on this world. And I felt like, okay, this is a good cause. It's something that I truly believe in. And now I'm willing to stand by it, and I'm willing to make myself vulnerable in front of people that may laugh at me.
So
and think he dreams too big.
So you're taking to TikTok now to show that strength.
TikTok, I've never thought I'd ever be on TikTok, ever.
Well, no one thought. It was only been around a year and a half or something.
But when it first came out, I thought TikTok was from the devil. Like, you know, I thought TikTok was really bad. But actually, I realized that my target audience is the younger generation. That is the younger generation is my target audience.
Yeah.
And where do they spend most of their time?
And do they spend
TikTok.
their time on wheelers, whatever they're called?
Yeah, these wheels.
What are they called?
This is called an electric unicycle.
Electric unicycle, that's
Yeah,
the one.
it's called an electric. This
What's
is how
that,
I
what's
get
that
around.
thing that they did, there was a little phase where people had this?
Segways.
Segways.
Yeah.
Isn't that like a Segway thing?
Oh, you call it a Segway, you're doing it a severe injustice.
No way.
It's more like a small motorbike with one wheel. But
you're not-
it's the amount of power and speed that you have and control and maneuverability. It's more like a one-wheeled motorbike than it is a Segway.
Wow.
Honestly, it's so much fun.
Really?
It's the closest thing to being Iron Man for the average man.
No way.
Yeah, literally. You just jump on it and then you just think and you go.
No way.
Honestly.
That's
honestly,
amazing.
It's
That's
amazing.
So we've got another clip of you doing your TikTok thing. We're going to play it now.
Show you my favorite corner of the airfield. Plane taking off, another one lining up to take off. And look at this beauty right behind me. You see this little building right here? That's my office for today.
Amazing stuff. Are you allowed to do this, by the way?
Yeah, I am. So there are certain areas where I'm strictly not allowed to film,
Yeah.
but as long as I avoid those, then I'm free to make the content that I
So why
that I
has
do.
no one done it before?
Good question. Nobody had the courage.
Because no one had the no one knows the inside. What's going on behind the scenes at
Yeah.
airports, which is the fascinating. Is that the reason why your followers shot up, or was it the motivational stuff?
I guess a combination of both. I put it down to just be yourself.
Be yourself.
And that's it. Like no matter what you do, just be yourself and show the world who you are, and it will go.
And that's the whole little.
So the
one to
water
the left,
doesn't
one
sit
to
in
the
the middle.
right.
You don't get any.
Yeah, so
sort
this
of
is
places
I'm
where the water
standing
stays,
on the runway in
always
broad
goes
daylight. You don't get
upside.
these opportunities.
It's actually a little
often.
bit.
This is actually standing on the runway, and what I'm showing is that the runway may look flat, but actually it's got a camber to it. It's higher in the middle than it is on the sides, so that when it rains, the water doesn't collect in the middle.
Yes,
It
yeah.
goes off to the sides. So it's these little small insights that you would never even imagine that you'd ever know one day. But it's amazing. Like this
I
video.
will never ever forget it, because anytime, inshallah, if Allah grants me the opportunity to be on a plane, I'm always going to think on that runway there's a little curve.
Yes, yeah. And you know what, my sort of vision for my career, at least for the next couple of 10 years time, is I want every time anyone steps into an airport, I come to mind.
No way.
Yeah.
You've done it to me, so I'm on that list. So you're very much an adrenaline junkie as well, then.
Yeah.
So walk me through this. What on earth is happening here?
One of my uncle's friends has a farm somewhere in Cambridge. And I'm not sure if this is an ostrich or an emu, but something in between. And I was on my little unicycle and I saw an opportunity to chase an emu down with a unicycle.
Did not turn around.
Honestly, it was the most fun experience. I was chasing llamas, I was chasing emus, I was chasing little ponies.
So talking about like action and adventure, what's the most thrilling experience you've had?
My triathlons pushed me to the edge of what I thought.
Triathlon?
Yeah, triathlons.
Tell me what.
I've done 2 triathlons. So triathlon is when you swim, then you cycle, and then you run. So the swim was 1.5 kilometers swimming, 40 kilometers cycling, and then a 10-kilometer run. I really enjoyed that. I really want to get into skydiving as well. I want to get into bungee jumping. I want to get into squirrel.
You haven't done that
suit.
yet?
No, because do you know why? Because I refuse to skydive with me attached to somebody.
So you want
I want
to
to
get
do
the
it
license or practice or
exactly.
whatever?
Because I actually want to pursue this. I actually want to do it. I want to be the type of guy to just on a weekend be like, you know what, I'm going to skydiving tonight. You this weekend.
But you'd have to do that in Dubai, right?
Well, I'll do it all over the world. That's the thing.
Well, you've done something similar
Oh,
to
yeah.
skydiving.
Oh no! Face plant. Oh my god! You don't show the cool bits. You just show me face planting.
Go straight into the water.
So honestly, anything that can make me a little bit like Iron Man,
Yeah?
I'm there. Sign
So
me
you're
up.
very much a Marvel fan?
I'm a fan of flying. I told you, flying.
Ah, flying, I'm sorry.
Flying has a sense of freedom to
And
it.
so where's this?
Here's
Here's another one.
Oh my god, that's in Dubai as well. That was the same trip. That trip
Cool.
was amazing. This was literally February before COVID hit.
I was there.
In Dubai?
Yeah.
No way.
Wallah.
Bro,
I was there
honestly.
the end of February.
Bro, that's
Right
exactly
before-
what,
right
right
before
before it started.
That's amazing.
I went and had the time of my life in Dubai.
That's
And
really
it
nice.
was so good.
Did you
'cause,
go with
like,
family or friends?
I literally just went alone and I met my sister who lived there. So
You went there by yourself?
yeah, but I met my
You're
sister
a
who
weird
was
guy,
there.
wallah, I'm not gonna lie. That
Why?
is amazing. Who would go to Dubai by himself?
I mean, I
Well,
went to
obviously you're gonna
Vietnam
meet
by
family then,
myself.
right?
Yeah, I went to Vietnam by myself.
No way.
Yeah,
Doing what?
just backpacking.
Just by yourself?
Backpacking by
For
myself.
how long?
2 weeks.
2 weeks?
Yeah.
That's not really backpack. That's a holiday.
Well, it was backpack. I had a backpack on, so.
No,
Got you.
like 3 months, 6 months.
Yeah, I know, but I had a job, man. I have a job, and
okay,
like,
okay,
you know, I would love to. That's a dream come true. Go to like Cambodia, Southeast Asia, South America. Literally, me in a tent and a sleeping bag. I'll be a happy man.
I can relate to
A
you.
year,
I
2
would love
years,
to
3
go to
years.
a-
I would love to just disconnect from this world and go there. Honestly, that's a dream come true.
I can't say this out loud. I'd love to do that, but
That's why you're married and
family.
stuff.
Yeah. Well, look, it's been a sick show so far. We still have more to talk about.
Yeah.
Specifically, some of your adventures more at home and the way to your heart. Apparently, we know what that is.
Okay.
But we're gonna find out after a very small break. Welcome back, dear viewers of Imam Hussein TV. I have Motivate on my chair. I'm so excited. I've had a fantastic show so far. We've done everything and anything you can think of. We've brought in chickens into the studio. We've touched PVA glue, chocolate and jelly. Mo's telling us all the ins and outs of Heathrow Airport and how fascinating airports can be today. And now, I guess we're moving on to the more family side. Yeah, we've had some conversations with sisters and family, and they say that there are two things that are quite special about you. Number one, I'm not going to say what number two is yet, but number one, it's food. Oh, there we go. Oh, no, right there. It's food. So the way to your heart is food. Tell me about that, because I have this conversation at work with a couple of my colleagues, and they're like, "Oh, you know what food this type of food is?" I'm like, I genuinely don't see the fascination
in food
of food. I genuinely don't. Like, I can literally do tuna and mayonnaise pasta from. I could do tuna and mayonnaise pasta from Tesco as a meal deal every single day.
Nah,
for how
I don't know how you live, bro. I don't know.
Yeah. So tell us about this fascination.
First of all, like, food is just. If there's any food that I had to choose, it would be like just fried chicken. Just that's what I love.
Really?
The way to my heart is fried chicken.
Any particular outlet?
Just choose the most like dingiest like chicken shop
You
from
don't
down
like
the road.
No way.
Just choose like the chicken shop with with the boss man just asking for wings,
Chicken and chips.
just chicken and literally that is the way to my heart.
Yeah.
Like, I don't, even the KFC, I'm not even a fan of the KFC ones.
No
Just go
way.
straight chicken cottage.
The only type I will do is the KFC type.
Chicken cottage, bro. Just down the road, boss man rather than some like company. Yeah.
No way,
yeah,
boss
yeah.
man.
Yeah, boss man down the road. That's why. That's the way to my heart, man.
And the second most special thing about you is that you have a habit of sleeping everywhere, and anywhere. Apparently, wherever you are, you've got many candid photos of you just dropping out. I guess that's your niece.
That's one of my nieces. Yeah, one of the 8.
Here we go. There's another one of you sleeping. I think we've got more to go as well.
There's plenty more. My family also has a habit of taking pictures of me sleeping everywhere I go. That's just, oh my God, there's probably more coming, isn't there? Yeah. Cover up the card details. That's an Amex. Someone's gonna take the. It's got the CVC on it.
We'll do the post editing and make sure people will.
Oh my God, what else? God.
That one is mouth. So you are really tired here.
So
are you tired 24/7, or you just like to take a kip every time?
Every opportunity I have, I'ma just recharge. There's a lot of kids, involved. See, I mean, it's just the kids. Kids take it out of me.
Speaking of kids,
but also sleeping. By the way, I have a bad habit of sleeping behind the wheel, which is very dangerous. So I'll tell you a quick story.
Yeah.
The other day I was coming home from work and I was really tired, and I was at a roundabout, red traffic light, and I was like, you know what? I've got about 45 seconds. Handbrake up.
No way.
Quick 45 seconds. I was like, the worst that could happen is someone's gonna beep and I'm gonna wake up. So I'm not the only one.
I'll tell you something further. Do you know what I do?
Go on.
I put my head back and I close my eyes, but I know that there's a red.
Yes!
There's red on me.
You wait for the green.
I wait for the yellow or the green because I know the green is very bright.
Bro, I do exactly the same thing.
That's amazing. That's amazing. That's exactly what I do. So you're very much involved with family and nieces and stuff. So what's the dynamic? Are you like the youngest?
I'm the only uncle, the youngest of 3 sisters, and they all have kids. So I have 8 nephews and nieces. All of them. I'm their only uncle.
Yeah?
I'm the only khalu. So
You're the only
all
khalu.
khalu duties are upon me.
Yeah.
That means picking them up, throwing them around, playing with them. Like,
they're nice from afar, aren't they?
Yeah, well, they're nice when you can return them.
Exactly.
That's the key.
Yeah.
That's key.
Yeah. They're amazing when you can return them.
When you have a receipt, it's amazing.
Yeah, 100%. There's actually a video of you, I think, dragging them around. This is what?
Oh, that's in Sweden.
In Sweden?
That's in Sweden,
Sweden.
Huh? I have loads of family in Sweden. So
Okay.
2 of my sisters have lived in Sweden.
Oh, nice.
That's their kids. Oh, that's more kids.
More kids.
Oh my God.
It's
just
amazing,
like
by the way.
kids
They
go-
must be heavy like that. I mean, they're quite lightish. Oh, mashallah, you got to
Come
do
on.
it. So there's a particular video that we picked out of you,
That's me picking them all
of
up, I
you
think. Is
and
that all
ice
of them?
cream. Apparently, we're going to show you.
Oh no. Seeing this video.
Kids
This
are
is the
amazing.
first time I've seen this video.
We did some digging around, and alhamdulillah, your family were very
wow.
supportive. So it's just
Alhamdulillah.
fantastic. So look, before we wind down, there's a late night show competition that we're running every day,
Let's go.
or every session. Yeah,
I've run out of
I'm
water.
almost finished as well. Every session. So essentially, the way this works is heads up.
Okay.
You've played heads up before.
played heads
Yep,
up before.
100%. And this time I'm going to choose a deck.
Okay.
Last time with Haji Amir, who got 4 correct.
Mhm.
No, 4 or 7? Remind me. 4 or 7, I'm not sure. I think it was 7 that he got correct, right? Well, I got correct, he described.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, so that's like that.
Yeah, you got to do the describing.
Okay.
Because
Okay.
then the onus is on me to try and describe. And
Okay.
I'm quite not all that at that, yeah. So we did work it, and this time we'll do not act it out, not adult supervision,
Surely it should be the same one.
food fights.
Ah, let's go.
But I'm rubbish at food,
No, that's
so I
not
wouldn't
fair,
know.
innit?
Yeah, I wouldn't know what to do. Okay.
Surely.
Anatomy.
Don't let me get scientific on you, yeah?
Okay.
But to have a genuine, like, scientific experiment, it should be the same one.
What is?
It should be the same.
Yeah, fine. I was thinking that as well, but I thought I'd change it up. But okay, cool. For me, you could do a different one.
Okay.
Okay.
All
But
right.
for you, especially when it comes to the leaderboard, work it. It is.
All right.
Okay. Are you ready, ladies and gentlemen? Turn on instant replays. No.
So I have to.
You have to act out what's going on, basically.
All right, I'm ready.
Yeah. Not act out. You can say it.
I can say it.
Yeah. Describe it to me.
So I just
Describe
have to
this
not
to me.
use the words.
Just not use the word.
Okay.
Describe it to me.
There's a doctor and there's a
A nurse.
in the hospital. Yeah. Top of the food chain in the company.
CEO.
Yes. In a restaurant, there is somebody who.
Waits.
Yes.
Or waiter.
Yeah. If I'm in Japan and I have a sword and
Samurai.
yes. We all went to get these from them. They're called.
Rings.
Yes, but who sells them?
Ringmaster.
Or a.
A jeweler.
Yes.
Oh.
Ooh.
I can pass it.
Oh, okay. You know the traffic light at the roundabout
Yeah.
when someone comes and they're trying to really annoying and they want to do something to your.
A window washer.
Yeah.
Wow.
Ooh. Skip.
Fisherman.
Yes. I don't know what that is. Oh. Oh my god! I was gonna do something. The piece, like a tattoo with a piece
Oh,
on it.
phlebotomist.
No.
No.
Like a piece. It was a hippie. See, I was
hippie?
gonna do. See, that could have gone
You got
too
7
low.
correct. That's amazing.
7.
I thought you were doing really well. You did do really well.
Thing is, you see the hippie one in the end. If we weren't on TV, I could have given it to you in an instant. I'm not gonna show you.
All right, no, we'll leave it for another time. Okay, fine. So you got 7 correct. That's amazing. Are we sure that Amir got 7? Amir got 4, right? Yeah. Motivate got 7, way in the lead. So we're gonna wait until next week and the week after show to find out if you are gonna be upstaged.
Nice.
Now, for this,
Do we not have like the Top Gear leaderboard?
we're gonna do one. Yeah,
Nice.
we're gonna do one.
Nice.
We're gonna do one, inshallah, very soon. For this one, you can do anatomy.
Okay.
Help me do anatomy. So
Okay.
basically, the way you hold it is
Yeah,
like
I know,
this.
no, like this and like
Yeah,
that.
you don't actually have to do that, but
Yeah,
like,
okay, cool.
You get it. Okay. Why not? Okay. Now. Yeah. Yeah. Whichever way is easier. Sometimes it's a big blotch on someone's face, and it's like, and it's also known as an animal that digs underground.
Mole.
Yes. You have ligaments, and you also have
Limbs.
No. What other type of muscle is this that connects things together in the body? It sometimes is an Achilles.
Heel.
No, an Achilles. It
Tendon,
rips. Yes,
tendon.
tendon. In between the 2 bones
Yeah.
of the leg, there's
Yeah.
something that's like that covers it. it's a cover to a very, very subtle area in
the knee.
Knee
joint.
Knee.
Cap.
Yes. I'll say that. The nose, there's 2 holes.
Nostrils.
That's it. If I slap you on one...
Cheek.
Yes, sorry. When I eat too much sugar, my...
Teeth.
No, my something
Stomach.
rises. Blood pressure.
Blood pressure.
rises.
Oh,
Yeah, that's fine, that's
how
fine.
did I get 4?
Well, I got, or you got, 5. 5. I'm proud of myself. I'm not really a fancy guy as well, so...
You don't know, bro.
trying
Me.
All right, brilliant. So we're just going to wind down with some very, very simple questions and just really understand, I guess, a bit more about an inspirational... You do inspirational stuff, and you've also said as well that you read into self-development. What's the most inspirational book that you've read?
The Power of Now.
Oh my God.
The Power of Now is
Yeah,
really powerful.
I like that book.
It completely shifted my perception of myself, and I think if there's anything that anyone should do, is to understand themselves better, and that book will help you do that.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Biggest pet peeve?
Biggest pet peeve?
Shouldn't you hold away?
Huh?
You seem like a very
Honestly,
smiley,
I don't-
happy guy.
Honestly, like very few things in this world frustrate me.
Yeah.
I just really don't care. Like I'm very much nonchalant
What if,
about
for
most
example, a certain condiment is not placed on a wing? You don't care.
It's not that deep.
It's not that deep.
Let me think.
So your
What
motto in life?
Okay, I'll tell you what my pet peeve.
Yeah.
When somebody is trying to do something with dexterous, where they need like a bit of, like, let's say they're trying to unscrew something or
Yeah.
they're trying to dismantle something,
Yeah.
and I'm watching them do it, and I'm just there like, just give me the thing, let me do it.
Okay.
Don't, that. Especially if it's like an elder and they're just there really, really slow and like, I was like, just give it to me. I'll sort it out.
I'll sort it out. Worst moment ever?
Huh?
Worst moment ever?
Worst moment ever.
Yeah.
It's probably the worst and best together when I broke my leg in half while skiing. Yeah, so I opened up my eyes, this is the exact moment, and I remember seeing my left leg sat on my right shoulder pointing that way.
Your left
So it was
leg?
like this, like that, and then on my shoulder, and it was pointing that way. So I had to pick it up. I remember in that moment my mind said, you got 2 options. You either panic or you sort it out. And for some reason I was 16, but I was like, I'll just sort it out. So I picked up my leg and I put it back.
That must have been excruciating.
No, I was in complete shock, so I felt nothing. But like
Was there anything attached?
sticking out? No, it was all confined within my leg. There was no internal bleeding. Alhamdulillah, it was a miracle. But no internal bleeding. I snapped my femur, which is the strongest thigh bone, the strongest bone in my body, into 2 pieces. No internal bleeding, no nerve damage.
Literally
nothing.
2 pieces,
Into exactly 2 pieces. Till this day, I have a titanium rod inside my leg that hold it together.
So airports must be 24/7 for you.
all the time, all the time. But
well, that's news to me. Why don't you tell me? I don't get it. Like, okay.
Well, yeah. My party trick is to get like a metal detector. I just go beep 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 beep.
Yeah, but hold on.
All the way down
How
my
long
leg.
was the recovery? What were you doing? Tell me.
Oh wow! So, snapped it in 2012.
Where?
Sweden. I went skiing in Sweden. This was the first time I ever traveled alone. So my dad like, Amane, go travel, have fun.
And you came back with your
my
right leg over your shoulder.
yeah, left leg over my
Left leg,
shoulder.
sorry.
I was just completely broken. But literally, this was my 2nd time down the slope. Like I was adamant. I watched a couple YouTube videos about how to ski, and I was like, I got this.
So that's the thing. I feel like I can do it. I feel like that's an ID stuff.
Yeah,
but it's not.
Until you're on the slope and you're trying to brake and nothing's working and you're doing 100 miles an hour and then you hit like a pile of ice and you go smashing into the forest behind it and you wake up and your leg's there. Yeah, you realize it's a lot more difficult than you think.
No way.
But 5 years later, I went back on the slopes and I've been skiing since twice and I love it.
So what actually happened? You couldn't stop.
I didn't learn how to brake. I just went up. I didn't actually learn how to brake.
And you went on the adult slopes. Who let you up there?
It wasn't actually the adult slopes. It was the baby slopes. Yeah, I broke my leg on the baby slopes.
I like that.
But you know what? I still managed to break the biggest bone in my body. So
Wow,
talent.
Impact must have been hard.
Yeah, it was crazy. I don't know how. I actually don't know how. Like, the strongest bone in my body, and I managed to snap it into two
You just
pieces.
woke up basically and your left leg was over your shoulder.
Yeah, it was like an instant. I just closed my eyes, opened them, and I was like, whoa. The guy ran up to me while I was putting it down. He's like, are you okay? I was like,
no.
what does it look like? Yeah. But I was so gassed. They were going to be like, yeah, we're going to have to get air helicopter to get you out. And then they were like, oh, no.
That's how excited you were.
Yeah, I was super excited, but then they were like, no, I was doing snowmobiles.
Oh, right. So lastly, but never obviously least, is what's next now for Mohammed Tahir, Motivate?
So inshallah, I want to have a career in the engineering industry. I want to travel the world, experiencing different airports and seeing different perspectives of different airports. But after that, I think someone once told me that God's given each of us more than one talent. So don't spend all your life just developing one of them. Understand what other talents you have and go explore them and go do stuff with that. So inspiring people and speaking to people is something I'm genuinely passionate about, and it's something that I know that if I die without doing that, then I wouldn't have given the world the value that I could potentially give it. So I want to be a motivational speaker at some point, and then after that, who knows? We'll see what happens.
Brilliant. What a delightful conversation. Mohammed Tahir, honestly, thank you so much for your time.
Thank you.
Really, really appreciate it. We had a lot of fun. I'd love to have you on the show again. There's so much more I want to ask you about the left leg over the shoulder.
Yeah.
But we'll leave that for another time. Honestly, thank you so much. So that was, ladies and gentlemen, another man sitting on my lovely chair. Mohammed Tahir, a man who motivates, but also knows the ins and outs of airports. I don't care if that's not interesting to you. That is absolutely fascinating and interesting to me. And I'm sure you, I'm joking. I'm sure you agree that it was quite a fascinating conversation. It was quite fun as well. So look forward to the next show. I won't let you know who it is, but a very, very fascinating and interesting gentleman. And inshallah, we will see you then. Wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.